So that's what we call a pass, all right? In other words, I didn't get my persona in, I didn't get my pass, all right? A lot of times when we're dealing with blades, we're looking at closing, opening, you know, doing passes, all these things. When we first get started with this, we want to keep it basic, and I always like to keep it realistic. If somebody comes in and they surprise you, and all of a sudden they're going here, I may not have time and reflexes. I should, but if you don't train this regularly, your brain's going to stall out. So in that case, we have 1, 2 to come in. Don't forget, keep this as tight as you can, and don't forget this is what seals it, all right? And then I can go ahead and grab the leg. Now we're going to use the hand, the other hand, the light hand. So this is called versatile. More of a Filipino martial arts. And this time, we're going to end up closing. So I'm going to add a little extra oomph. Why? Because I want to get his blade out of my face, for one. But also, what else does it do? It cuts deeper. And deeper is better in this case, because when he comes through. Now, I'm still not going all the way out here, all right? Where can I get in all the way out here? If he's coming in this way, I'm probably going to get him to come in. If he's swinging, I don't want to get there. All right? So if I come in and I'm here, now notice that I'm moving off at a slight angle from him. Cut, same thing we just did. The only thing we're adding in is this hand coming in, cut, and move. So the only thing we're on is just this. Right? Okay? That's the only thing you're doing. That's different. All right? That's the one that'll save your life. All right? Now the other one won't. The other one is how we also deal with what happens when you get surprised. All right? So that you can build this into your awareness and comfort level. But if I'm coming in, he comes in with that knife, I want to be able to pass that away. Because even if I didn't have time for my knife, that in itself allows me time. All right? So you play with this. All of our cuts today are going to be biomechanical, non-lethal cuts. And so that's the way we're going to do it. Everything we're going to do now is going to work with bicep, tricep, leg. Sometimes we're going to bypass the bicep or the tricep because they didn't present themselves. So don't get hung up that you have to hit this in order. You don't. You're going to train with the 3 targets, and then you're going to pick 1, 2, or 3 as they present themselves, as you see. All right, so versatile. 1, 2, 3, 4, and take it. Okay? So a couple of things to fine-tune as you're going through this. Same thing that Sensei had just brought up. When you're coming through, always look at shortening the knife. I should just be able to come 1. As soon as this clears under, come up. I'm not going, all right? And we know that's too big. But when we get excited, it feels good. I understand that. However, what will happen is when I go here, and then I go here, I have not done anything, it gives him his opening. I want to limit all my vulnerabilities to right in here. Okay? I'm stepping on space, I should be not here. But, you know, don't know. And when I come here, now use this. This is that power cut in. Use your body to force that cut in deep. Remember, if I just lay it on him and push straight in without there being any friction, most blades won't cut that much. You need a, I mean, that's not entirely true. If this were completely surgically razor sharp, yeah, then it doesn't take much friction. It takes a little bit of friction, so I need a little bit of movement. I don't have to provide the movement. He will provide the movement. Okay? Flesh runs from steel. As soon as I come here, he's going to move that leg, and I'm just powering it on in. And my body coming through here will cut that. And I want to think about cutting this all the way to the bone. All right? Same thing with your strikes. When I hit, I'm not going to punch here. I'm going to punch there, right? Energetically. If I just go here, well, you know this, and you've got one of the best strikers that I've ever worked with. So if I just go here, that's one thing. If I'm punching through the wall, I'm going to have more. Same thing. When he comes through, I'm not trying to hit over here, but my mind is in his bone. My mind goes to the bone. Definitely to the bone. Down through. Okay? So, tighten it up a little bit, relax, have fun. Alright? You learn more when you play. And especially when it's stuff like this, that, you know, is obviously pretty serious business. You know, my night teachers and my Silat teachers would have smiles on their face while laughing while they're cutting you up. You know.
You learn faster.
You learn faster, all right? And you kind of see, yeah, it's still a lot of fun, at least for half of us. So, as we work with this, just remember, I'm going to tighten this up as much as I can, okay? In part because you reduce your vulnerabilities. Wide movements create openings. I don't want to take for granted that my first cut or my second cut did the job. I'm not convinced until I'm out of there that this job is finished. Okay? So we have looked at